Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for popping on and joining me again today. Today we're on day 8 of the White Rose Detective Agency chapter 2. And yesterday we are, where were we? We got the story, we did that page, we've done the pocket, and we did this pocket. And then I got to the middle. We also added in, let me just take that off so that I can show you. We also added in this pocket. So I think what we're going to do today, I will just let you see this as well, because I did change it. I've stamped a little bit more. I found a red pen, so I did some lines, and then I did a little bit on the back just to, jazz it up a little bit. I went a bit too far, to be honest. But I like the way it's come out, and I've got some other bits done in the first journal, just stamping and stuff like that. I had the stamps out, so I went a bit wild. So I haven't added anything else since yesterday. So today I just want to do this middle page. Where are we? Now I've done the middle page in my first one, so I'll show you that so that we can have a look at what changes I made. Let me just show you. So I put a few coffee stains in different places. I haven't changed anything on there nor there. I put some case file on my bits there. I added these two in. I just felt it was just a bit bare and a little bit too, wasn't enough. A few coffee stains in here and there, just on the pages, the blank pages, just to give them a little bit of extra interest. And then I did the middle page, and what I did was I fitted the page in so it just looks like the page itself when there's nothing in the pocket. I did notch the pocket just so that you knew that there was a pocket there, and then I've added a couple of tags and a couple of the journal cards. And then because these were the ones with the piece cut off, they were from week 1. I've just added a little bit of lace on the top of there, and I quite like it. It doesn't really warrant having anything else. I wanted to leave it as clear as possible, but I did just want to finish that page off. I've added some bits of boo-boo tape in different places, more coffee stain as you go through those plain ones. I put a police label here, more boo-boo tape, and then I don't think I changed. I did a little bit of stamping on the back ones, and then we get to the end. A little bit of boo-boo tape there, and that's that. So that's completed for me now. I won't need to go back in and have a look at that again until we come to the complete flip through. Whoops. So I'm going to do what I did with that middle page on this one, and I'm going to work with it flat, so I'm popping that over there. And so we're on page 16 and 17, and then all I do is I print it out again, and obviously there's a difference in size, so I'm going to just take down the middle of this so that I can gauge it properly on both sides. So I think what I'm going to do is so there's a little bit of trimming that needs to be done. So all I'm going to do is just match the picture to the picture on here. So this is what that is completely off of there. And it's completely off by about that much on this side. Quite a bit, I would say. And then it doesn't matter about the middle, but I am going to take a little bit off that side as well, just because I don't want to bulk out the middle bit where we have to put the sewn in, where we have to do the sewn in part. So I'm just going to take that bit off as well. And then I'm going to decide what, it's upside down. Then I'm going to decide sort of where I want that to be in terms of height of my pocket. So I think I want to get that part in there. So how tall is that? Yeah, it's about right. So I'm just going to trim that off at 3.5, and then that should be a decent size pocket then. Might have to trim it off a little bit to get it to be perfect. Okay, so I do. So once I've got sort of where I want it and the right place, I then just come in and just mark where I want to take it off that end, and I don't need the bottom doing, so just need a little smidge just taking off this end, just a hair, because I put these pockets on flat, so just line that up and that's perfect. So I'll just do the other side. Now I was tempted, how big is that? If that was there, oh, it's about right as well. So what I'm thinking of doing on this side, just for a little bit of interest, is I'm actually tempted to cut along there and cut this out here to do my pocket. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to go along this part here, right at the top of the envelope. And it just gives it a little bit of extra sort of interest really, rather than it being just a straight pocket. And then I'm going to come around this part here, wiggle my way down to that, and then I'm just going to come across there like so. So I'm going to take that off as well. So that's the top half. I'll be able to use those other bits maybe for cards and things like that. I didn't do it on this side purely because it's sort of a flat piece. There's no real cut off point anywhere there. But if I come to do this part here, and then I can see where I need to trim this part. So I want to just get my pencil and want to pull that out just a little bit to there. So I want to take that off there, and then I want to take this one off here. So I just need the trimmer again, and I'll just do that now. So take that off there, and then I'm going to just take that off the bottom there. Okay, so we have our two pockets. Now with this one I don't really need a notch, or I'm not going to do a notch. Now I will need to cut that side, and I didn't cut that very straight at all, did I? I'll just come across there and cut that off. I also want to come down. It needs to be cut off to about here. I'm just going to cut that off there. So I don't really need to do a notch in there. I'm going to put a notch in here, but only because it sort of it helps when you've got a double pocket. Now I don't really know where the middle is, so I'm just going to guesstimate that. And if I don't get it in the middle, I don't worry about it. What I tend to do is I make all of the others off as well when I do that. So I'm just going to ink that up. So I'm just going to stick that on with Collal. And I only use Collal for this bit, just purely so that I can sort of manoeuvre it into the right place, really. Just check it's not hanging dragging over the other page. That's perfect. So I just need to let that dry before I put anything in it. But I will probably put in a couple of tags. Now I can put blue because there's a little bit of blue there. I don't know, the tags are too tall for that bit. This one's quite a small, more shallow pocket. We'll see. We'll see. And then we've got quite a few bits and pieces. Now, it doesn't really, in my opinion, need any sort of embellishment, extra embellishment. I'm just aware that I don't want to make it too fat this time. So that's page 16 and 17 out of the way. We're motoring through this one. That one's done. So for page 23, so I'm thinking belly band. I just think it'll be easy. It's not too chunky, and if we make a card to go in the back, so we could make a card out of one of these, to be honest, or even 2 tags. Could make a couple of extra tags to go in there. And so I think we'll do a belly band down here. I didn't really want to cover him up, but I don't have an alternative. So I'll just find some paper. Yeah, I think I'll use this one with the stamps on. And then we don't really need to do much. I'll just do a bit of maybe a frame cluster in there. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm just going to cut that out. We want it to be 8, thereabouts. And I'm just going to do a 2-inch. I actually don't mind which way this goes, so I'm just going to use it from there. And I think I'll edge it. Maybe with the smaller edge, yeah. So I'll just edge it with the medium corner rounder for that one, and just get that inked up. Oh, we do need a frame, and I've got this one which is quite pretty, but it needs colouring. So, do I just ink? I'll just use my blender and do that because it's too stark white. So I'm just going to colour it to a decent colour. Just be careful that you don't pull any bits off when you do it, if it's a die cut like this one. Yeah, that's a better colour altogether. Although now you can't really see it. No, I still like it. I like it. So we need to find a picture of someone that we can pop into there. She fits in quite nice. We could have done 2pence. Oh, he's nice, isn't he? Still got quite a few tags left. I don't think I'm going to get all those in this week. I don't know whether to go with 2pence or not, because it's cute. Or whether to go with Libby. What do you think? I quite like that, actually. I think there's more colour in it, isn't there? Oh, I do like that though. Tuppence. No, we'll go with Libby. So what I tend to do is I go around the inside of my frame. So I get a leveled up, and then I go around the inside of my frame, and then I cut just outside of that mark. So we're going to go, and it's very hard to see in some places, so we'll just have to go with it. And now I'm going too far in. Okay, and we'll come down this side. Oh, sorry, Watson. Okay, let's get rid of those. And then I'm going to just stick a little bit of glue into here. All the way around on that border there. And then I'm going to do it from the front so that I can get it levelled up. So level it up with your pencil mark if you can still see it. There we go. Now I could have put some acetate in the front of there so it looked like a proper framed photograph, which is probably what I should have done. But never mind. We didn't. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that onto my page first. So I don't know why I always do that slightly too long. It's because I use the end of the 8 1/4 and forget to take the 8 1/4 off. Let's get that glued in, top and bottom. Okay. Which way round do I want it? That way. So I'm just going to go over this part here. I've completely covered him up. But never mind. It is what it is. We'll have to accommodate that picture somewhere else, because we've probably got a card with it on somewhere. There. So I'm just going to get some glue and just stick that down. And just make sure that you do all of your little intricate bits. Something behind that so that it doesn't stick to my page. So I want it about there. Just get that glue off there. It doesn't stick to anything. Okay, and that will do. Oh, that's quite cute actually, isn't it? We could put some words on there if you wanted to. I think we'll go over that though once we start going through, because that might be our Friday video where we just go through the whole thing, make sure that we've got everything that we want in it. And I think what we'll do is we will, yes, I can't fit 2 of those in. So I could make a tag. We could do 1 tag there and 1 tag there. So I could make 2 tags out of that, I think. And let's just see. How wide are they? Yeah, 2.5, that would be okay. How wide is it all together? It's 5 1/4, so 2.5 and just a smidge overboard. there. And that will give me 2 same size tags. And then what I'll do is I'll just round the corners on the bottom. Which is that one. And then I'll just get my side ones to make a tag shape. So we've got those. And then we can have one there and we can have one there. Now we could decorate these with some images of something. So let's just put the hole in. And I still haven't found anything to go in yet. Not that I've looked, I haven't looked. So I'm just going to guesstimate where the middle is and get some of those in. So that would go there and that one would go there. And then we haven't overly filled it. So I think we'll embellish the tags, I think. I found some images that will fit, maybe with some words and a few tickets. So all I've done is just gone through my pieces. I just didn't want you to sit and have to watch me do that. So we can pop that one into there and that one into there. And then, as I said before, if you've got a belly band that's slightly too big, or you want to split it into 2 like this, then all you need to do really is do this. We just lift it up. Oh, I need my glue. We just lift it up. We put just a blob of glue there and a blob of glue this side. And just hold that until it's dry or stuck down. And then these, whatever you put in here then, can't fall very far. So that's pretty good. I didn't think around those. I'll do that off camera. So I think that's our page 23 done. And then all we've got left then, oh, I've glued the top to that bit, don't worry. That's going to be a journal page. This is going to be a journal page. We've got page 27. Now I'm tempted to leave that as a journal page. And the reason that I'm saying that is because we've got quite a bit in here already. It's already quite chunky and I need to do a full page project on this part here, which is page 28, because that's our upside down page. So, and then these can just be clusters or flat images. So I think we're going to do something with this. Now, I just want to see what we've got left. We've got lots of these left, which are going to go on our blank pages, probably. We've got some cards left, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Are they all the same size? We can make them the same size, though, because I need them to all be the same size. If we're going to do, unless we do a scattered waterfall, which we possibly could do. Let me just get that. So what I'm thinking is a scattered waterfall, as in, you know, the presence of it. So I think we have if the waterfall sort of works this way, then we can do it sort of like so. And then it doesn't matter whether they're all the same size or not, because we can just bring them in wherever. So I'm thinking of doing something like this. I know it looks a bit odd, but it would work. If we hinge them, then these will just come up like so to create, and we can cover that up there. So I'm thinking that might be an option. The other option that we have is to make them all the same size and do a waterfall down the middle. My only issue with it is that a waterfall creates quite a lot of bulk. Although we wouldn't need to. See, that one's quite small, and so is that one. Would that look better, do you think? I think it would, wouldn't it? I do like the idea of the scattered waterfall though. And then we get to cover that page. We could put tabs on them. Because then all we'll see is that. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is hinge them all. So what I need to do is I just need to get some card, which we'll get from our bin. Okay, I've got enough bits there. Let me just pop that away. Yeah, so let's just hinge them first. So we just need to make some hinges. They just need to be 1 inch wide. Let's just check that. That's actually 1.25 inches. Pop those into there. But this way we get to use all of the kit as well. So I just need some 1 inch strips. Is that 1 inch? That's not quite 1 inch. And I don't even know if that's going to fit. Well, that would fit actually. So we'll just go with whatever that is. Okay. So we're just going to make 5 of these to go across the tops of our thing. So I'm just going to go and do that, and then I'll come back. So I did our 5 pieces, but realised that I needed more. So I found another couple of cards, which are these here. So I'm just going to stick these. I'm just going to show you how I did those. So all I did was I just run the piece, some glue along the top of there, and then just put this on the top. Push it down so that it's level with the top of your card, and just press that in. Give it a good old burnish so that it glues properly along that edge. Okay, and then we're going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to run it down along there, and I'm only doing it on this bit because it's together. In fact, I'll cut it off because it will just make it more difficult. Okay, so there's another piece, and then you just do that so that it is right to the top of your card. And then what I did was I just went round with the scissors and just cut around my circle bits. Now if yours will go in your circle bit, then that's fine. I know mine won't. But this is a product of obviously forward thinking and thinking I was going to use these for journaling cards, and obviously I've changed my mind. So I would have actually left these square on the top if I was doing this from scratch. But we'll work with what we have for now. So I'm just going to go around those corners. Okay, so now we've got our 7. So I've got 7 cards that are going to go in the back of here. She says that she didn't want to put any more bulk in it. And now I'm adding these. Anyway, I want what I want, so we're having it. Okay, just making sure that those two are glued down properly. And I want to make them as flat as possible. So the whole idea really with the waterfall being staggered is when you put it in the middle, all of your bulk is in the middle of your page. If you stagger it, then you stagger your bulk across the page as well. We've got sort of a, have we? Can we do these in some sort of order? Right, so we've got the butler talking to the lady of the house, but we want this one first, then that one, then the emergency services and Watson doing his investigation. This was the witnesses that were outside that saw somebody in the library. Was it the library that he was in, or parlour, wherever he was anyway? And that's the body. And then this one I'm going to put on the top as the white rose. So although they're different sizes, we'll still be able to use them. So this is going to be our last scene, and I want this one to go at the bottom-ish. And then I'm just going to work my way across, and then like so. Well, that's going to come down to there, that's going to come down to there, that one's going to come down to there, that one's going to come down to there, that one's going to come down to there, and then I'm going to put the white rose on the top in the middle. And then I might have tabs on the end of these for lifting up, maybe. So I'm thinking that that's how I want my page. And the bulk is spread then across the page. And as I say, if we'd have put these in the middle like this, the whole of the bulk would have been in the middle. And I'm not sure my signature can take it. See, it's quite hefty. I'm adding quite a lot to there. So no, I'm going to stagger it because that's what I want to do. So I know that I want this one at the top. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. And I think what I'll do is I'll just take this page out so that I can work on my page like so. Okay. And then I'm going to sort of centralise this, not quite at the top, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just glue those in. Okay. I'm going to just turn my page to the side just so that I can gauge it a little bit better view-wise. Okay, open that up, give that a bit of a burnish on there. Then my next one is going to be the lady of the house again, and we're going to pop her just slightly in, or slightly over. Yeah. It's either going to work or it's not. It probably isn't going to work, but we're going to go with it just to see. And then we want to butt that up to there and let her do her thing. Okay. I've got some glue on that. That's it. Yeah. And then this one we want to pop on over this side, up to the top of your piece, and then over this side. Okay, just remove any excess glue that you've got there. Yeah, I think it's going to work. So that's how our page looks. And then what we'll do on this part is we'll cover that with some writing space. So let's just pop our page back in. See, it makes it heavy. But when it's in, it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm just popping that back into its place. There we go. Now we will need to find a closure for that. Some sort of closure anyway. Oh, it isn't too bad. It's bigger than I wanted it to be. But we're going to see. Let's just see how we get on. So I think, yeah, so we've got a nice belly band there. An invoice, and we've got this page, quite top heavy. So we want something, a closure here before we put anything across it. I think we'll just need a piece of card that isn't too thick. It can go down there and up there. Yeah, that's a little bit too wide, to be fair, and I'm going to want to cover it. I wonder if there's another way to do it. I think I quite like the idea of popping that on, and then we can cover this bit with something else. So I quite like that. That's quite nice on there, isn't it? And we can put a Velcro dot on, maybe. Maybe not. How else shall we do it? We won't have to come all the way up. I don't want to cover the picture too very much. So yeah, I think we'll do it that way. And I think we'll leave that as wide as that. So it just needs to get cut off to about there. Just need that to have, doesn't matter that it's off kilter, about an inch maybe. And then that can go underneath our piece that we're going to put there. Yes, that's going to go on top of there and create our, yeah, I like that. Create some sort of closure there. But what we could do an evidence across here, and then that could clip underneath there to hold it. Wonder if that would work. I think it might. So let's go with that. So we want this on first. Let's just ink it up. Okay, so we're going to pop you there. About there, I think. So let's glue you in. Yes, let's glue you in. Right at the bottom of the page. Oops, slipped. There we go. I need to leave that to dry. I need to pop this on as well. So I just want to see where that needs to come, and I just want that to touch there. So I want that there like so. So from there upwards. And about here. Okay. And let's get him on. That's about right. Level. Let's get him level if you can. Ooh, oh. That'll do, it's fine. No, it's not level. I just need him to scoot across a little bit. No, too much. That's better. Yeah, I like that. And then I think what we'll do is, I think if we put this here, then this band can go slip underneath there. So we just need to pop it on, like so. I think that'd hold it. I'm almost sure it would actually. So I'm going to pop that on as well. So we want a bit there and a bit there. We can always put a bit more on if it's too... no, I don't want to cover his head up. He's not quite in the middle, is he? Let's hope that works. I think it will. That's enough to keep it closed, I think. Yeah, quite like that. So I think what we'll do next, so that comes out, we just need to put in a, just make sure all they work. And I think they can all have tabs on as well. So I think we'll put tabs on. A bit of a gap there. I think we'll put tabs on these as well. Not this first one, but these ones. Just so that when we come to... Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Getting a bit too chunky monkey. I don't think we're going to be able to do any more to this though. I think this is going to have to be the last thing. I think what we'll do is I'm going to go away, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a piece of torn sort of writing paper here, and then something on there. I might put words on here. Let me just see what it'll look like. I think we can sort of cover it. Yeah, quite like that idea. I think we'll do that. So I think what we'll do, I'll go away and then I'll come back and finish off with you guys. So I'm just going to, like I said, do some torn paper here. And I'm probably just going to put some words along this one here. You know, maybe crossed over words and things like that. Just because I think it'll just finish it off, I think. So yeah, I'll go away and do that. Okay, so I've done that. I put some words down here, which I actually quite like the look of. I think it looks quite nice. And I made the writing space underneath. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. We'll come back tomorrow and do this. So come and join me then. I hope that you found something useful, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.